Hello, all North Node signs. Welcome to your 2025 reading. So, we're taking it back to the original spread that I started my North Node readings with. Um, so, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning or have moved over from Feminist Alchemist here to North Node Alchemy, welcome back. And so, let me run you through the spread that we will be doing for each sign, each North Node sign, 2025. So we have the universal energies coming in the four corners. These are the big overarching energetic themes, vibrational themes running through your year. Then we will consult the 5D, your 5D self, your higher self, what messages and guidance that version of you has for this version of you that's watching. Where do they feel you should focus your attentions for your growth and expansion? Then we will move to the 3D. What type of situations will come up in your physical reality in order to bring about those critical lessons and moments of growth and expansion? Then we will take some clarifiers and advice on how to deal with these 3D physical reality situations. The next rung of cards, I will take one in each corner to represent each quarter of the year. So when I do this spread, this particular placement of the cards changes in theme. So for this 2025 yearly reading, it will represent what expansive soul lessons you have coming in each particular season, quarter of the year. And finally, we'll take your final oracles, and that will be it. So do keep in mind that these are general readings, so not everything will resonate with you. So take what does and leave the rest for whoever else needs to hear that message at this time. Do subscribe to the channel. It does help me connect better to your energy. And it signals to your guides and my guides that you are open to receive messages through this particular channel. So with that, I will move on to each of your North Node placements. See you there. Hello, Aries North Node. Welcome to your reading. I don't know if that's a word. Your reading. Yeah, let's jump right in. I've pre-shuffled your cards, at least to set it for your energy. So what messages are there for Aries North Node for 2025? Aries North Node 2025. I'm going to go with, two. So when I was doing the pre-shuffle, just setting the energy for your cards, I got the energy of, let's say, testing patience is the word that I'm feeling. It could be testing faith, things being checks and balances. That's the word I'm being given. Checks and balances. Huh. Okay. Taking my attention to the cards now. So I'll just start it there. Let me see what these cards are for you. So the first card we have is Path of the Soul. Then which is card 41, and then we have another card 41 because these are two decks that I'm using here. Then we have card 41, creative, mirroring each other. Interesting. And they're telling me that this is another confirmation of the checks and balances energy. Then you have nurturing universe. And you have, I have to look up because I don't have all of these artwork memorized. And then we have consciousness. Those came out together. And then we have expansion. So overall, positive energies working with you in 2025 Aries North Node. So what I'm getting for your opening, your overarching universal energies, big themes for the year of 2025 is, are you creating through, is what you're creating in alignment? Once again, when we come to checks and balances, you will come to, there's an energy of coming to a lot of situations, or coming to head with what it is that you are creating in your physical reality, and you being asked to assess whether or not what you are creating is in alignment with what your soul is asking for, what your heart is asking for, what your inner desires are. You will have an uptake, an upkick in your creative energies, in your creativity, because your soul will be pushing you towards a towards having more agency in creating. And there's a feeling of feminine energy on this side here and masculine energy on this side. So about taking that inspiration and putting it into action. Then we have nurturing universe and consciousness. There is, yes. And at the end, expansion here. Your expansion in this year, 2025, is going to be heavily rooted in an opening of your consciousness, where you will become more aware of the workings of the universe, the call of the universe. You may have experiences that where you become more, you feel more convinced of, what's the word they're giving me? They're giving me a few words: higher spirituality, higher dimensionality, things that a lot of people think about in theoretics, or because it requires them to believe it before they see it. You will have some instances. This is a year where there will be more. The universe is very willing to prove itself to you and its existence to you. The universe being guides, your higher self, past versions of yourself, parallel versions of yourself. Which elements of universal wisdom, knowledge, and awareness will come to you may be different, will be different. Sorry, the word is will be different for each one of you. There is the potential, however, in 2025 for you to work more in harmony with the universe and with the technologies, spiritual technologies, intellectual technologies, magical technologies that the universe has available. So they're pointing, some of you will get more into sacred geometry, for example. Speaking of which, that's the next deck I'll be using. And so there is a great potential for expansion, because once you expand to embracing the nurturing universe and being able to, and finding your footing, finding your particular way of working with the universe, then you will have this expansive experience, which will kick you also more into alignment, kick in a good way, right? As in, it will really spark this resolve and awareness of the necessity of alignment. And they're saying a soothing of the fears. You realize that there's no reason for you to fear this alignment, because ultimately the alignment is what's important and not the things that you are fearing. Let's see what your 5D self has to say about this all. I've created a collection of workbooks for each North Node sign. Connect with your soul's desires and take an introspective journey into your North Node astrology. This workbook contains self-reflection exercises, guided meditations, and a curated Spotify playlist to accompany on your journey of alignment. Discover your soul today and download your workbook at feministalchemist.com. And take those three. So we have communication, emergence. This one's going down here. Merkaba, intuition. Surrender, and the solar plexus chakra. Okay, that all makes sense. So your 5D self, higher self. Oh, okay. So 2025, there will be many opportunities. You are to focus, you're being asked to focus on communicating your needs, communicating your creative ideas, communicating what it is that you want and desire, and allowing that to emerge, or whatever emerges from the speaking of these desires, allow that to be. That's the end of the sentence. Allow that to be, because whatever it is, I feel like the speaking of this, of the desires, the speaking of your truth will make things fall into place, even if some of those reactions to your communication are unpleasant for you or uncomfortable for you. It's an understanding that things need to be shaken free from this. Oh, sorry, knocked my mic there. Need to be shaken free from this path. In order for the path to become clear, some fogginess, some distraction, some ill-intended people, some misguided loyalties, and misguided because there is deception, either deceiving of yourself or the person on the other end is deceiving you. They're pulling me to this card, Merkaba. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our higher purpose. So, that being said, your new perspective on the people, places, and things that are elements of your life that create what your life is now. Once your consciousness is operating on this level of seeking alignment, creating your alignment, speaking your truth, speaking life into being, you will see some people, places, and things for what they are. And some of them are, I'm hearing, soulless, slash, they've been holding you back from your expansion. Um, and so it would be time for them to fall away from you. But if you are trying to, let's say, soothe the ego or keep in a positive or even neutral relationship with a situation or person by not expressing your needs, then you are being blocked from your expansion because your needs as they come up are an expression from your soul that is guiding you towards higher learning, higher purpose, more love, more joy, more enjoyment of life, more creativity, more vitality. Right? So intuition is important. Um, you're being encouraged to see through people's words, see through the veils of deception. Some of these elements, I'm saying elements because it feels like it's not just people. It could be constructs, the way that people go about life, for example, in order to feel secure, the way that people speak to each other in a certain environment because it's considered, good business etiquette. Yet there's falsehood in the etiquette, right? So it's for you to identify patterns of deception and self-deception. And sometimes you're participating in other people's deception of themselves. And sometimes people are deceiving you and you're participating or not seeing it. Sometimes you are deceiving yourself by thinking not for yourself, but accepting other people's truths or versions of the truth and accepting a societal way of being as the only way of being. Okay. Yes, and this is part of your surrender, part of your expansion. Surrender, surrender, surrender. I'll read the surrender card. The energy of surrender supports us to let go of illusionary control and yield to the flow of love and life. Yes, your higher self, 5D self, is asking you to remember that there are things that a lot is out of your control. What you are in control of is yourself. This is coming by the nurturing universe card and the consciousness card to say that um, the universe is working in your favor. You're being asked to take a higher perspective of what's going on around you and surrender to the truths that you see. Number one, in an objective way, and number two, in surrendering to the truth of how things make you feel. So for you, Aries North Node, I feel that there has been some situations in which you have been uh, suppressed, if you will, or you're suppressing opinions and feelings. And this is why communication is coming, but not just but the chakra that came along here is not the throat chakra, but rather the solar plexus chakra. And this says the frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the world. So there's a knowing, accepting, and allowing of when you have an interaction with a person, how does it make you feel? And are you um, truthful to yourself, true to yourself in your interactions? Because it's from this truth that you receive from the universe, that you receive from your soul, that you are creating. And or flip side, it is also from this lack of truth that you continue to create. So 2025 is about you being very honest with yourself and being honest, dedicated to your truth enough that you act on it. Okay, leaving at that sentence there. And we're going to what is showing up, what will show up in your 3D reality as opportunities. Let's call them opportunities to exercise this expansion, to bring about your expansion. For Aries North Node, what will show up in their 3D reality? We have death in reverse. We have justice in reverse. Am I holding this upside down? I mean, I'll accept those, but just checking. For Aries North Node. No, I flipped it over and I still got everything in reverse. This one. So the Hierophant in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse, lots of reverse. Checks and balances, Aries North Node, I'm telling you. So I think, I don't want to, there we go. And the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I don't want to make your year seem like it's just going to be tedious, but there will be a lot from all of these cards coming out in reverse. There's going to be, it's a major reflective year for you. Major reflective year. I feel there will be opposition to your transformation, to any transformational energies that you try to put forward. Expect opposition. Expect, this is fairly clear, and I'll just go through each one. Death in reverse, expect opposition. Justice in reverse, expect the revelations and revealing of unjust situations, imbalanced situations. You will recognize situations where you're giving more than you're getting, where people are profiting off of you, not just people, but let's say dynamics where it's taking more than it's giving to you. So places in your life where you feel drained, interactions that make you feel drained, activities that make you, that where there's an imbalance in your energetic investment and what comes back to you. Not just in terms of what the person returns to you, but do you feel joy? Do you feel love? Do you feel a sense of fulfillment when you give to these things? Or do you feel frustrated? Do you feel tired? Is it a mental obligation Do you need to convince yourself, as opposed to feeling internally motivated, to invest energy in these things? The Hierophant in reverse. Okay. Some of you will have family disruptions. This can be I'm saying your lineage, so blood relatives. I'm not feeling much for, family as in who you married and such that can come about, though. I'm feeling familial patterning, generational patterning, stresses, strife within your family. So some of you may be, the uh, breaker of tradition, or breaking of, what's that word I'm looking for? The generational curse breaker. I don't like to use the word curse, but you're doing things different. This may be the year where you really step out of expected behaviors and step into your full self, or it's the beginning. It's a significant step in that journey. And you're being out. Actually, I won't say anything until I pull the next set of cards that are for your advice. If you're wondering how you can work with the North Node in your life, check out my free tip sheet for living in your North Node. It helps you move with conscious awareness and offers practical steps for integrating the North Node in your life. This 2-page download gives you a summary of your North Node sign and a chart of key actions that you can take. Download your free tip sheet today at feministalchemist.com. Two of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I feel that this is exactly counterbalancing the Justice card in reverse. Identification of imbalances. An investment in things where you've been holding out for investments for something that you've put a lot of energy into, where you have expected to get something in return. You've been waiting for your investments to bear fruit. You've been waiting for someone to show up, someone to give you recognition, someone to give you a promotion. I feel that there will be some harsh revelations. I'm hearing / seeing that some of you will recognize that there's been someone who's been dangling a carrot in front of you to keep you going, but they never intended to give you the carrot. Right? There's the promise of the carrot, but it's not going to happen. Or they don't intend for it to. Right? Because they've gotten used to you acting as they would like, giving them the desired behavior for the promise of, without having to give it to you. This could be in a love relationship. This could be in career. I felt it more strongly in career than in personal relationship, but take that as it resonates. Let's check with your advice for moving through these energies in 2025. So we have the Tower. Do I want all of these cards in the one place? What am I doing with these? Okay, for some reason they have a lot to say about that particular placement there, so I'm going to put it all there. I will be obedient. Okay. So let me just get all of them and then we'll discuss. All right. These are upright, yes? Okay, good. So, okay, just by the sheer amount of cards that have come out in these two sides here, the two sections here where basically I was talking about imbalance and the revelation of energetic imbalances. We got a lot of cards there. So apparently in 2025, this is a theme, a bigger theme for many of you. So we'll start off at the top though. So clarifying, the advice for the death card in reverse is the Tower in the upright. So yeah, I'm just hearing burn it down. I'll show you the card. Just burn it down. Regardless of anybody questioning you, doubting you, blocking you, what needs to be dismantled is going to be dismantled, but it will be dismantled under the exposure of your truth. The communication of your truth will allow the dismantling of what needs to be dismantled. And so you're being asked to let it burn, right? If you say something that's your truth in a friendship, in a relationship, in a contract, for some reason they're giving me like insurance. Maybe you're paying too much for your insurance, for example, and you call the insurance company and say, well, I've been paying this, paying that, paying this. I should have more benefits. Or a credit card company, you would like to have, you've been a very diligent customer and have been paying on time and you're asking for a lower interest rate. If you think that you are deserving of that, then you need to be willing to walk away if they don't give it to you. And I'm just giving those examples because for some reason they showed me contracts in my inner vision. So, but those contracts could also be soul contracts. They could be interpersonal contracts. So take it as it resonates with you. So now I'm going to go to this big. So clarifying the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Six of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Five of Jars, and the Six of Jars. Okay. So for some of you, this is going to be super clear. So the funny thing is when I was seeing the carrot dangling in front, it was in front of a horse. You could dangle a carrot in front of the horse and it keeps walking, right? But we have here, yes, your advice here. Pursue the road of success by doing what you need, by taking inspired action, by showing up for yourself, by being clear on what you want. I feel a negotiation coming for many of you. I feel whether it's in many of you, this is in work and in your professional life or how you make your money. Some of you, this is personal. There is the Five of Jars is telling me you may have invested a lot in a company or in a business idea, in a business partnership, in a line of study, or in a friendship or relationship. There will be willing to walk away. You have a couple cards that saying, be willing to walk away. There is for sure room for mourning and you should take it, room for grieving and room for mourning, but do not forget that all of this is happening to clear a path and to clear out of your energy things that are sucking you dry, things that are draining. They said sucking you dry, things that are draining as well. This uses a couple different terminologies there. And the Six of Jars is, yeah, some of you, this is really a long, you may end a long friendship, a long partnership. But some of you, there's also going to be a realization that you stayed in a certain dynamic of being taken for granted because of a fear of being abandoned or a need to feel valued and wanted. So someone in that situation may have a parental type of energy with you, or you have there's some type of there could be a toxic attachment where you allow yourself to be used, where you allow your energy to be used, you allow your energy to be drained. And in exchange, you're just getting a pat on the back. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, thanks. But you're not getting the money, you're not getting the respect, you're not getting the true investment in you in return. And this is why, like, if we connect it to this feeling that we have with the Hierophant in reverse, it's being clarified by the Strength card. You're being advised to be strong on your own, to be strong in yourself, to dismantle some behaviors that are rooted in a need for approval, or some childhood wounding around self-worth. There is a part of you that knows very clearly the nature of your soul. There's a part of you that knows very clearly who you are and the nature of who you are. There's a part of you that knows very clearly your connection to the divine. I don't know why I hesitated to say that. There's also a part of you that fears speaking your truth out of fear of being too different. You are reminded, though, that as an Aries North Node, you came here to be a trailblazer. So let me go to the next card, the next two cards here, to be a trailblazer. And I say trailblazer, and in this Hermit card, you have this light. Yes, and the trail, right? You are finding your own way. And that may have because this is North Node, right? And it takes us time to fully step onto the path of that energy. And it's not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be hard, but it's not meant to be easy, right? It is meant to be challenging because it is a growth placement. It requires you to dismantle, to come to terms with conditioning, for example, with the strength of your habits, habitual actions, to come to terms with with what is in your comfort zone, and to be comfortable enough to leave your comfort zone to pursue another path. And so here, you may have had in your life as a conflict or a challenge that people made you doubt your own intuition and made you doubt your own creativity. and try to streamline you and put you in a box or temper your spirit. And some with very clear intentions to temper your spirit, to like bridle the horse. Is that the word, bridle? Bridle the horse, to so that you pull the cart as opposed to being a wild horse running free. Right? Your energy being put into pulling someone else's cart as opposed to you being able to run free. And with this advice here for justice, the justice card in reverse, you have the Hermit upright and the Seven of Jars upright. You're being, and this is also the underlying energy here, is the solar plexus chakra. Dig deep to find that. I really love these cards, by the way. I just got them. The Bee Tarot. Dig deep to find the sweetness of life, to find what it is. The Seven of Jars is talking about, is showing all these different options. She has a lot of books that she's reading. She's contemplating what would make her happy. And the Hermit is taking the time and looking into the depths, away from the influence of other people's opinions. Right? So you're being called to, this is not just an intellectual exercise. This is going to be an emotional exercise for you in 2025, to call into, to connect to the intelligence of your emotions, to see what feels good, to identify what feels good to you, and that which does not feel good to you. If we circle back to the top of the top here where the tower is, you're going to speak that truth and allow what happens to happen off of the basis of that truth. The resonance, the vibration of that truth will shake from the tree what needs to be shaken from the tree. So let's see what's happening in each quarter for you in terms of this expansive journey. We have the veil. January, February, March, we have the veil. April, May, June, we have the shore. July, August, September, we have, sorry, it just dropped over here. We have the Five of Trees. And October, November, December, we have the one on the bottom here, which is Sleeping Ships. And the top one, Eight of Lotuses. Okay. So obviously here, this is not a traditional tarot deck. It's based on it, but it's its own entity. So card 17, the veil. January, February, March, you will be, I did use this word earlier, this terminology earlier in the reading. So you'll be, the first 3 months of the year is just an awareness that there is a veil to begin with, an awareness that not everything has been as it has seemed to you. Your consciousness will open up. You'll just start to see things in different ways. It's almost like it will be a change within you. It will be an opening of your consciousness to be able to see and feel things differently through a different lens. And this will be, so the identification of the veil will be the, say, dominant lesson, dominant energy of the first 3 months of the year. Second 3 months of the year, April, May, June, we'll have the shore. And you see, this is basically the tower. So the equivalent in the tarot of the shore is the tower, which you have here as well. So this is when, now that you've seen everything, the second quarter of the year, this is when pow 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 you see all of the uh, fireballs here and the ships here. Um, Here's the upheaval, because once you see it, you won't be able to deny it anymore, and you will notice if you are not acting on your truth or speaking your truth. It will become more difficult for you to navigate that, to allow things to go unsaid. And so, April, May, June, this is when a lot of the upheaval will be in 2025. July, August, September, we have the Five of Trees. This is like the Five of Pentacles. So, this is when, yeah, there's that feeling of lack. You may have lost friends. It could be the time of year that you are in a less immediately financially stable situation. If it involved you leaving a job, leaving a business partnership, moving out of a house or apartment, um, you may, as a result of wait, I'm listening. As a result of those things that happen in April, May, June, you may need money to spend. You may need to spend more money in July, August, September. So it is advisable that you are good with your money and assess your financial situation in the first half of the year. Okay, yeah, that's what they wanted to say. But don't fear. This is just, it will be part of the reset. They're also saying that there's some money that, because of how you got it, you need to spend it and put it back into the universe for the energy to be alchemized and recycled. And yes, so you may have a knee-jerk reaction where you have some fear and about spending the money, but trust that energetically it is on its way back to you in a more fulfilling form, and probably more of it as well. We have a little bit of a question mark here. We have sleeping ships, and we have the Eight of Lotuses. So the end of the year, you may feel more aligned. It will be a time of walking away from past emotional attachments, and I feel like there's a connection between the ships that were in the shore and these ships here. But I'll call it as they say it. By the end of the year, there will be, so 2025, there will be a reorganization. Towards the end of the year, there will be an assessment of what happened the whole last part of the year, or first 9 months of the year. There'll be an emotional coming to terms. There will be likely an identification of what needs to be built or what you wish to rebuild. These boats are not on the water. They need to be put back on the water. But when they go back on the water, they will be going in the right direction, or going in a direction that is more in alignment, that is in alignment with your soul. I got to give this another shuffle. Let me get your final oracle. We're at 45 minutes. Yes, good, good, good. Okay, final oracle for Aries North Node, please. Final oracle for Aries North Node. I feel like I want this one that's under my finger. Okay, take that one. I'm going to take this one. I guess I'm taking all of them. Okay. So we have the ancient grandmother, teacher. I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. That's the first one that came out. Then we have Seleno, the enchanter. Dream, I wish upon a star and my dreams come true. And we have the jade star, surrender, I am ready to let go with self-compassion. And lastly, the medicine woman, heal, I nurture and nourish my mind, body, and soul. So I'll let that resonate with you for your 2025. I hope that that was helpful. Please feel free to come back anytime to consult your 2025 reading, and do check out the North Node resources that are linked in the description box below. I wish you all the best for the coming year. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.